Charlie?
I guess with story time.
This is
we
Papa
talking
Young.
chickens.
We talking chickens.
This is Papa Young.
Oh, he's not the one who passed, is he?
No, he passed a while ago.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Rest in peace.
But no, Papa Young, he let me into a chicken coop, and he said, "All right, so you see Big Jake over there? Yeah, yes, sir. All right, he puffs up at you and runs at you. You kick the shit out of him. Don't back away. Don't back down. He runs at you. You kick the shit out of him. You're a bigger man than he is.
You're a bigger man, and you ran, didn't you?
No, I didn't. I was feeding the chickens, and I was petting one of the hens. All of a sudden, I hear, bark!
Fucking dinosaur mode activate.
Yeah, he puffed up at me and he ran at me, so I football kicked him.
I don't know if it was Fats or if it was another
That's
one of
the thing
our
about roosters. They're just like, you're not gonna hurt them by like punching or kicking them. You might injure them for a little bit, but yeah,
they'll be fine.
You know, the animal activists are like, "Oh, you're harming the animal. That's torture. It's so cruel." But like, no, that thing that was trying to kill you if you don't do that.
But no, after I kicked him, he flew across the pen. He got up. He kind of looked at me. He walked over to me, looked up at me, and he just kind of put his head against my leg, like, "I'm sorry."
I understand the error of my ways. Don't do that again.
I don't know if I ever told anybody this. Like, I remember once that me and my brother were out feeding our fucking because we had a pen full. We had 2 cocks and we rotated them in and out from 2 different stalls because we had the horse stalls back there that we converted into big ass coops. And in one we kept. So one didn't feel like he was useless. Well, the other one didn't feel like he was useless. We kept them in the stall that had the ducks. More on these little fuckers. I love the ducks. They are some of the most enjoyable. One of my favorite things to do is just
cute.
One of my favorite things to do is get a water hose and spray a puddle, and you'll just.
How do friends instantly?
Just like this. You'll just hear that from their little beaks in the water. It's fucking like a little motorboat engine. It's hilarious. But one of them rushed at my brother. I come out the pen, hear one, I hear rushing, then I hear, and I look and just see a rooster sail into the corner wall. And I just hear my brother, "Don't ever try that again." My brother, with a fucking Red Wing brand steel toe boot covered in mud and fucking chick poop shit, drop kicked that fucking rooster from the ground up into the 8-foot tall ceiling. And he never tried any of it again. My brother's the one who told me this. He's the one who really showed me just smack the fuck out of him. Because I didn't know when I was, when I was like fucking 15, 16. I didn't know how to deal with them because like I had been raised around them. Like we used to have one named Leo when I was a little kid. He thought it was a cat. He would get it. He would walk over. It's hilarious. Then they all started. He was a fighting cock, so I have no idea why my brother, sister, and some of their friends tried to piss him off. One of them ended up getting spurred, lacerated his hand real bad. Don't know what he was thinking. He's trained fighting cock. My old man used to train them professionally. And every one of them were champions for a reason.
Put their little razors on their spurs.
My old man would sit on that fucking couch at 2 a.m. with a whetstone and fucking like a magnifying lens on his glasses. Hand sharpening those motherfucking things. They were sharp enough that you could just drag them dry and shave your fucking beard.
I'm sorry, for recording purposes, could you make that sound again?
Wait, which one?
The rooster flying through the air.
Oh.
Not just them.
Wait, just the whole.
Yeah, that noise.
There you go. But yeah, this is back in. This is a long. Fuck. But yeah, I had been raised around like, fighting cocks all my damn life, but I never. Like a good trained fighting cock isn't hyper aggressive to people because they're really smart. People give chickens way too little credit for how smart they are. Like, yeah, they're dumb.
No, chickens are
they pick shit up.
They're like what, cat level intelligence or something?
I don't mean like brutal. They're almost as smart as they're as smart as half of the dog breeds, but not as smart as the other half.
Okay, so yeah, around the middle.
Yeah, around the middle. But no, I don't. When I say my old man was cruel when training, I don't mean like he was brutal to the animals. No, he fucking played on the fact that they're animals and all animals are horny. He would like the cock he wanted to be angry. He would make it. To work it out. He would put a chicken who he knew was ready to have eggs in one coop, and a male who wasn't ready to sire in that same coop, and then put the one who's all primed and ready in another one that's split down the same coop technically, but with a divider of wire and board in the middle, and one tiny itty bitty space up top that looks big enough that they can get through, but it's not big enough that they can get through. And he'd put like boards and get them to work out by trying to jump to the top and climb their way through. Fucking hilarious to watch, honestly. I want him!
Give me
And
that
then-
bitch!
You get away from my woman! It's just like he was smart though.
Kick
That's,
your ass!
that's what he did. But when he came in though, they're like, "Oh hey dad, how's it going? Yeah, I'm hungry. You gonna feed me?" And then when he left,
Papa, you got
give me
to
my woman! Just immediately.
As soon as that door shuts, Dad!
That's what they were like. Oh god.
Oh, hey, Dad, we're not doing anything in here. Everything's cool.
Yeah, basically. Very cool,
It's like, oh, hey,
man.
Dad. Yeah, nothing going on in here. Just love you, bro.
Oh, is that another scoop of food? Alright, cool, thanks.
And he's going, I'll kill you.
Get away from my woman!
He would keep them in there for
Right
like
back,
2
I'm
or
grabbing a
3
sandwich.
days. And
Okay.
by the time he was, and at the same time, he would just, boom, here's a professional, trained, angry little bastard. Except
cock.
around kids. He always somehow had this weird, like, animal mastery when it came to, like, behavioral teaching. Like, a lot of people nowadays, they'd be upset because, like, I was told that, you help a dog recognize when it's bad, and that put their nose in it isn't, bad advice. It's good advice, especially if it's a large breed dog. You don't beat him for fun. He never did that. But when the dog would chew something up, and when he's seen them chewing it up, he would take what they chewed up and whoop their ass with it, and they'd identify the act. Seconds later, they're smart enough. They have a long they have a very large memory gap or retention span, despite what people will tell you. Dogs are smart. They don't know what they did. Yes, they do. They are not fucking 3-year-olds. Their brains are very developed. They can remember something that happened weeks ago, let alone 20 fucking seconds ago.
You know what?
Especially if
We
you
could also
just
talk
caught
about
them
geese.
doing it.
Yeah,
They'll put
geese
2 and 2 together real quick.
Yeah, and
Geese
that
are
makes-
also cute and very
Geese are
smart and
adorable.
also hateful.
They're smart. They
What
are
are-
great geese. But most geese are really good around kids. It's fucking weird. You don't
They
have to
hate
train
people,
them.
but they
They
like
hate
kids.
adults. They like kids because they know it's like they can identify that kids 99% of the time are harmless and just are there because all looking animal and kids love animals.
I
But
remember
they can tell the
I went.
intent. Okay, that's enough of this though, because
Okay.
I get it. We've all grown up in redneck regions. We understand. Well, at least me, you, and Dark have, because we live
I
on
had 2 goats when I was growing up.
What is it? It's
Goats are
Texas,
awesome.
Georgia, Florida. Where do you live, Jurg?
Currently, I live in Idaho, southern Idaho. I used to live in
Say, make
SoCal.
some
Found
Okay,
some
so-
acres of weed.
So potatoes. Ivy, what about you?
Oregon.
I
So,
live in the woods.
The wood,
All
Oregon.
mountains.
Is that mountain or is that valley?
The city is forest.
It is forest.
Very much forest.
Yeah,
And
I live kind of like in the foothills of the mountain.
Yeah. And
Okay.
remember, I was
Pretty
born in
close to
North
the-
Carolina.
True. Georgia's honestly a better place. Because North Carolina doesn't have its shit going. Something's wrong.
Well, that's why we all get along. We're all fucking
Millions of
rednecks.
Douglas fir here. The
I'm like
closest
a
relative
unique-
of those is actually in New Zealand.
Really?
Yeah, that's it. They belong to a weird family of trees.
Yeah, the Douglas fir look like pine trees, but they're technically not.
Not.
Yeah. It's like
And,
another one of
they're
those
kinda
examples
ugly.
of coevolution.
Oh shit!
What kind of
right,
tree
yeah.
is that? It is tree. But what kind? It is tree.
And so basically, the way Douglas fir grow, they grow fairly tall. They have these branches that come out as they're growing up. They get great. They just get enormous, and as they're growing up taller, the bottom ones start to fall off.
Yeah.
And once they're fully grown, all of the branches will fall off except for the ones at the very tippy top. So you just got this bare tree with little puff at the top.
Yeah, there's a couple of trees that are like that. Only a couple. But it's an evolution. It's an evolutionary trade-off because as they grow up, other trees around them are getting taller and covering up more of the foliage, so less light is going to get down to the leaves below. And all of the Douglas seeds basically fall straight down. They might roll a little bit downhill.
They kind of, you know how maple seeds are?
Yeah, they got, the what is it, the winglets.
Propeller-looking ones.
Yeah.
Well, they're kind of like that. There's a sort of a pine cone, but then the seeds come out and they're like the maple ones, and they just kind of helicopter down, and the wind takes them away.
Yeah, but that's still not very far, and a majority of the seeds are going to fall around the base of the tree, so it behooves the tree to get rid of some of the light cover and help the seeds.
Mm-hmm. That is basically, it's less expensive for the tree itself to just dump the branches that aren't doing it any good.
Right, and it's hard enough work getting the water up there in the first place. If the leaves can take care of most of the work in place, then it's a lot easier on the plant.
Also, very good quality wood for woodworking craft. Better than pine, because pine's kind of spongy.
Pine is very soft, but only in some parts. The sappy, resinous parts of the tree rings are actually a lot harder than some other hardwoods.
Yeah, it's basically a resin cast, like when people do that sort of stuff to make, I don't know, colored crayons, spin them in a lathe.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of cheating, but also really cool. Plants are fucking trees.
Fucking plants.
Don't fuck the plants.
Splinter. Resin is stinky.
Fucking grass is younger than sharks.
That ring is gone, by the way, Derg.
The ring? Oh.
Yeah.
Have you had any wind lately, or did it just not be there anymore?
It just stopped being there.
Are you sick again, or no?
No.
Okay, all healthy. Good. No more being sick. Forbidden.
Okay.
Not allowed.
Make no promises.
403 forbidden sickness.
404 sickness not found. All right, so what are our group of degenerates up to today?
All righty then. Alright, I'm back.
The DM's just over there booting up world.exe and attempting to suppress murder.wav.
Murder.pdf.
Hold on. Give me a second.
PDFs do make me wish to murder.
I like this incense that I got. It's lavender.
You can take that lavender out sense. I don't want to be smelling kitty litter box while I'm playing.
Alright, so would you like to know what murder.exe might kind of sort of sound like?
Sure.
Okay. Well, it's not murder.exe, but it's fuck you. I totally didn't add this to the soundboard like when I first got it because I wanted to have it for reference purposes, and it's this.
No, we're all gonna die.
Every captain knows that means death.
Hold on.
Who's got the biggest sword? Mom.
I love the trumpets there.
when I was in band,
Let
I
me
used to
see
be
if I
able to play
can-
this song.
It's no, I remember this. Hold on, in Latin, I remember this. I do remember. I remember all the lyrics in Latin now. Yeah, I remember. Okay, I do. Okay. I'm just gonna jam this in the background. Actually. God, that's so good. Oh, I own that fucking movie in both languages.
I do too. I fucking love that movie.
Oh, I love oh man, when he pops up at the end of the remake. It's like, oh God,
To see
I'm a
you,
die.
Cloud.
I'm a die.
It's like
That scared the shit out of me because I just like I didn't know what was happening, and then I just hear fucking. I think they got Lance Bass to be him in the remake, maybe, and then it just run away because the remix of it comes through. It's like, no, I'm not ready.
it's like
My anus is not
oh.
ready for this decimation.
It's like,
You-
oh no. This is final boss territory, and I am not prepared.
And he wasn't even the final boss because you realize you literally cannot beat him.
He's the
I know that
Ganondorf.
anima-
Oh my god, he's Ganondorf.
I mean, if we're talking like power-wise, he could 100% fucking body anybody.
Oh, absolutely. But he's
What
he's
about
that
Kefka?
he's that game's fucking Ganondorf.
Spice Pup.
Huh?
Hmm?
What can you
So, what about Kefka?
I can still body him. Sephiroth is like an enemy that you can't pair against a lot of people, specifically because of the fact that he's basically part of the live stream now.
I know who can body him.
Who?
I know exactly fucking who.
Sora. No, I'm kidding.
The Emperor of Mankind!
Yeah, no, he'd still get bodied by Sephiroth.
But
Be
the
honest with
Emperor
you.
is kept alive
Sephiroth
by
is
the
a force of
orcs.
nature.
Yeah, you would literally have to be able to undo a fundamental force of the universe, which is the live stream, to defeat
Oh, he'd
Sephiroth.
be getting pestered by the likes of Korn and fucking Zinch.
Zinch.
That is the dangerous thing, is he's just too fucking smart. So Zinch would be useless, and he's too strong, so Korn would be useless. Because he's part of the live stream, Nurgle couldn't do anything to him, because he could just become immune to... Even if he's not immune to the disease, he can just regenerate faster than Nurgle Rot can kill him.
And he has no interest in putting his penis in things. So
He has no desire other than achieving Eden, so...
Oh my god, Slanesh would just be hateful towards him. Just, hey, you wanna fuck? Go away.
Like, I love my friends, but I would still die on this hill that wasn't a biased death battle. He will continue to fucking body Virgil. I don't care who you are. That man is a t-shirt in that matchup. Dante, on the other hand,
I think he'd still body Dante.
he probably would, if I'm being honest, but it'd be a lot harder.
Oh, it'd be a great fight. There would be so many witty one-liners and just annoyed Sephiroth sounds.
Mm-hmm.
But can he fight Goku, though?
Yes, he could whoop his ass.
Several people are typing.
Sephiroth's main thing is, it's because he's technically a god. Like, and not like a... Like, people are like, oh, but this is this god, this is this god. I don't think people, like, if you can tell they haven't played Final Fantasy, if they don't know how fucking insane gods in that universe are, like Final Fantasy Type 0, the gods, just the sons of the gods in that universe have reset the world 6 million fucking times for their amusement out of curiosity. There have been
Let's see if they do it again.
6,718,652 cycles of humanity and people trying to become the Agato, the chosen demigod. It's fucking wild. All right, and that universe is sad as fuck because when somebody dies, you can't remember them, and it's sad as shit. All right, moving on.
Oh, that is awful.
Isn't that like
That's
the previous
terrible.
game's sales number?
I don't know. Maybe fuck. It's been Type 0 is
That
an old ass
legitimately
game.
is
Though.
depressing. I kind of feel shitty now.
What sucks is like they can remember their name, but they can't remember them. They can't remember anything about them. They can't remember their face. They can't remember their voice. They can't remember anything. All the memories they have of them.
Oh, that is
gone.
That is exceptionally shitty.
Like they have graveyards for people that have died, but they can't remember whose grave it is. Even if they see their name, they can't remember it. Even if it's the same last name as them, even if it's their husband, their wife, their son, their daughter, it's their grave. They can't remember them.
So, okay, moving on from the
What's your
depressing
up to today? Yeah, I'm gonna leave you on that one. Type 0 is a great game though. I love all Final Fantasies.
I still need to finish 15.
It's sad as fuck, but it's worth it. That game
So I've
legit
heard.
had me crying. I don't care what Dirk will tell you. It's the truth.
Wait, which one?
Final Fantasy 15.
15.
I have no opinion on the games, to be honest with you. I've never played them and have
It
no
had me
desire to
cry.
do so.
That's what I'm saying. I was like, man.
Arcane almost made me cry last night.
Oh, don't worry. You still got 3 more episodes today and 3 more episodes tomorrow.
Oh, did 3 more come out? Or
3 more coming out tomorrow. They're separated a week. For my guess is they are. I still haven't found. I got a confirmed answer, but I think they are going to do it 3 acts a season. And this is the first season, and the next season might be focused around speculation. Is the next season is focused around Demacia Noxus. So quality over
I
quantity.
am liking
Quality
it.
over-
It's good.
You would not expect it's a video game universe if we're being honest.
You can ask Spicy Pup, how long did I vent to you about how good it was last night?
About 35 minutes, but that's okay. You're not telling me anything I haven't heard. I loved it. Yeah. I literally had to send him to bed because he wanted to watch the other 3 episodes of Act 2.
And it
I had to
was
send
2
him to bed. It was 2 o'clock in the morning, yeah. All right, so what you're up to today? You're mostly recovering because a lot of you have injuries. And there's the stress of battle, that whole thing, because that exhaustion.
And others are recovering because they recently had babies. And
Yeah,
that's
and then
not
you've got-
exactly easy either.
Mob is more happy, is showing more outward emotion for the fact that there are babies than even the parents, because he's, currently, what is Mob doing? Where's it at? Let me bring up Telegram. Dice will say that Mob is currently over a crib going, give me that leg. Oh, you won't give me that leg.
Oh, he's the one that makes the I'm gonna eat ya jokes.
Because Sin is his absolute best friend. That's what he's doing right now. Is he's just playing one of over the crib with Sin's babies. And he's doing the
Uncle Mob.
He's grabbing their little toes and pulling on their foot. And he's apparently shirtless. Because, okay, Mob, I wish you would put on clothes. You scarred asshole. You can see the scars over his body that couldn't fully heal because of the holy weapon, though. He's got a lot. He didn't realize how much they hit Mob before he went down. But considering that he has 5 big-ass gashes that are scarred over on his back and sort of like a swirl pattern, and then there's the one that you can see that's on his cheek from the sort of split in his fucking face. What, I can't show my emotional side? Would you think I was a freak that eats babies? Yes. Fuck you, Faraji!
You're not wrong, but fuck you.
I'm not going to be violent around the children because I don't want to set a bad precedent, but later on, when it's just us, I'm stabbing you. That's fair. Apparently, he's drinking water and vinegar. Why?
What?
That is the worst combination.
Water and vinegar. Okay.
I don't know why, but apparently that's what Faraji is drinking.
Well, okay then.
The dice make interesting taste buds. I'm enjoying it though. It's like, why?
What is this Doctor Who level of interesting taste buds? That's
Don't
like
worry, Ricky took his back.
that's like eating custard on fish sticks.
Well, what do the Naibai be do?
Naibai just finished giving you a medical examination and was about to
Yeah.
head to the store to pick up some plants, some estrogen blockers.
That is correct. I remember that.
Yeah. Fionn is just kind of sitting at the bar, just kind of mulling things over.
Ah, yes, just Legira. I finally found Glyco's wife's name. Fucking half orc. Fucking, it is like the 9th hour of the day, and this woman is drinking liquor. Which apparently smells of chocolate
Huh.
Chocolate beer is
Chocolate
actually
liqueur.
fairly good.
and lemon.
No, well now you've ruined it.
Is this an episode of Interesting Taste Buds?
I guess so.
Interesting. Your taste buds.
I'll give you something to taste.
That
They
moment you
look
want to taste purple.
exhausted. Fucking, like how
I
Glyco has
could
this
make
thing
that
for all the
weird.
women. Right?
Please don't.
If you want to taste purple, why wouldn't you just? I mean, my mom has like a shade of red. Well, it's not really red. It's more like wine, like wine, sort of like
Burgundy.
burgundy.
Aggressive.
I mean,
Also, just not trying to perv, just out of genuine curiosity. Is Mob an innie or an outie?
like testicles.
Anything.
Testicles external, genitals internal.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Technically,
Bipedal
Mob has
bodies
4
are-
balls. It's like
Here's my list.
got 2 external, 2 internal.
It's good to have backups.
Yeah, it's literally that.
Well, why do you think chicks got 2 boobs?
Exactly.
It's good to have a backup. that
And
means
not
the
just
smaller
like one
one.
super boob.
Alright,
That
so
just means that the smaller one is the backup boob.
Nabai was going shopping for plants, and there was something else that she was asked to get.
Noro asked any kind of bacon you can find.
Bacon, okay. So Nabai's
She
gonna
has
head
offered
into.
to go with the small bunny, by the way.
Oh, okay. They're welcome to come.
Well, he figured that they might want to ride on their arm or something. Let's work.
Yeah.
Fion's gonna follow too. It's been a while since he's actually been back in town to the old stomping grounds.
Oh,
You
alright.
guys you ever wonder why you can't lie around Suyoi?
Why?
Just wonder, have you ever wondered that?
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever actively lied around them, so there's never been that roleplay opportunity.
Okay, just it's like I use this personality as a way to like hide it, but if we're being honest, you actually can't lie around him.
Really?
It's literally
Hence the flow of
impossible.
chakra. Tea.
It's because
Oh yeah, I watched a little bit of Naruto last night.
Okay, well, I mean, really, chakra would kind of be more accurate to Hindu.
Yeah, you got a point.
Oh yeah, that is a Hindu thing. For some reason, I always associate it with Japan because of fucking Naruto.
Well, that is because that Japan embraced Hinduism more than other nations.
Yeah,
Shinto is very
Japan.
strongly based on that.
Yeah, Japan is
Yes,
very
like,
into that with their Shinto and their Hinduism. They're both
Yeah.
very large over there.
They're very big. Like Enma,
Absolutely.
the god of Onis, and also the god of hell, Enma. He's technically a Hindu deity, but he's also a Japanese deity, and he serves basically the same purpose. He rules over the land of the dead, and he basically controls most Oni. Like the strongest Oni, he keeps trapped in hell because the world above can't like Asuka is a strong Oni, but she's very weak compared to like her father who's in hell now. Her father literally took 10 warlords in a single fight and killed 7 of them.
Still has a vacation
That's
home
what-
in Japan.
I mean, yeah, he wanted to because of the fact that her wife kind of married a really or his daughter married a really powerful sorceress. So, that whole thing. We're not going to get into the fact that Asuka's technically breaking rules of like, heaven and hell right now because, just leave that.
We'll leave that for the next time you guys visit abroad.
What's her name
Shadow
gonna be?
still have
Every
that one
time
house.
somebody tries to visit abroad, but yes, he legally still has that. Erie's actually told him that if he ever wants to go back to that world, it's still there preserved inside the palace grounds. That way they moved it from outside to inside the palace grounds so they could preserve it, and that way they had space to put stuff because that city was kind of big. It's huge now.
Awesome.
Like you could put Tokyo and Kyoto together and it still would be about missing a fourth of the space. There's something like a fourth of space left for that
Jeebus.
city. It's grown into a massive coastal city because of trade, because Erie didn't hyper tax everything. She was smart, new tradesmen would come through. And persuasion methods. That and because Ricky's fucking terrifying.
Yeah.
It's probably because somebody tried to pickpocket him, and then when he noticed, he just kind of cut their neck and then just watched them bleed out. And what? He's a thief. Again, he has a very straightforward personality. He's like, don't betray, don't do anything to cross Ricky, and you will live a happy life as his friend.
That reminds me of Yon when something similar happened.
Oh.
What do you want to do?
You were there, weren't you?
Oh, yeah, I think I
When they
Was
got
I?
attacked by bandits and she just basically decapitated one.
Oh yeah, I think they were.
And then she left a sign in blood. Like,
Shadow's just like,
thieves get
I am
eaten.
scared. That is the most terrifying thing I've ever seen.
You think it's
And then
terrifying?
didn't she like? Huh?
I mean, you think it's terrifying. Gloria finds it hot as hell. That's why they will constantly go on little, just like public quests that the guild offers to freelancers to go murder bandits just so they can watch their wife cover themselves in blood. Because Gloria's she's a stridsjolder. She's a war chief. She can't help it.
Yeah, it's like, Yon is pretty straightforward about things.
Does she still eat livers and hearts?
They kind of have to.
Yeah.
It's kind of part of the mythology. They sort of have to.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, yeah.
Livers, hearts, and life essence.
I mean, fuck. Why do you think Beatrice is so straightforward about they have wronged me? They must die. It's because their moms are like, just kill them. It's one of those things that when people try to mess with Yon, they don't expect her to kill them, but they also don't expect that they're married to a giant. Nobody expects that.
Like while they're cowering in fear of Gloria, Yon just like straight up kills them.
Right? Okay,
The thumb
so
grip.
as we're walking, Naiba is going to be keeping an eye out for any sort of wild nettle along the road, because that's usually where you find it.
There's
Yeah,
actually quite a lot.
Yeah, it's one of those ones that's kind of every.
Yeah. Specifically on roadsides, it's just like the perfect environment for it.
Did I say there are 3 bushels? One has 7, one has 9, and one has 43. Apparently, Jesus Christ, that's not a bushel, fucking shrub.
Doesn't matter. They're going after the roots, but they will keep the bushels, I guess, for pain. Because if you slap yourself with it, the little needles make your skin go numb.
Suyui's offered
Oh,
to uproot them for you because it doesn't bother him because metal hands.
Oh, sure. So how many bushels in total was that?
3.
Okay, so 3 bushels.
Well, technically 2 bushels, and I'm calling it a shrub. It's 43 fucking things of metal on one. That's a shrub.
that's a small shrub.
Good thing it was him that uprooted it because these motherfuckers are intertwined and would have needed 250 on strength to beat at the minimum.
Well, yeah, I don't have that.
No, Fiona don't got that neither.
Alright, what are we looking at for roots?
You are looking at apparently 11 solid intact roots and 4 fragmented ones.
Okay.
Despite, I mean, you could try and get down in the hole because the rest of the roots are down there.
Yeah, the roots don't have the needles on them, so Naibai is gonna do bunny things and dig around. Pull up whatever's left.
Well, it's going to take about an hour to get all of those roots out of there, but you will get another 21 roots, apparently. Oh, look at that. The dice are being nice today. Maybe because you guys got beat up and almost got drowned and then tornado then drowned. That's honestly fair.
Yeah.
I didn't
Alright.
expect them to cast the tornado spell early, by the way, but I also didn't expect their health to get dropped. But, there are 8 of you, and you fuckers are pretty sneaky.
Yeah.
We also found
Did
out
we
that
ever get the
Farazi's
XP for that?
Look
It's
in the
in
damn
Discord.
Discord.
It's in the
Okay.
Discord, yeah. I totally forgot to write it down. So, after Naibai collects all of those, they're gonna drop them into their inventory and say, alright, now we're going to go pick up grapes. Leon, do you like grapes?
I like grapes. Do you like grapes?
I like grapes. We're going to be saving the seeds from the pit.
To start our own vineyard.
No.
Oh.
I'm going to be grinding them.
Into a poultice or sell?
Into pills.
Oh.
They're,
I suppose-
supplements for Fionn to block their estrogen.
That's a good way, yes. Sorry about the whole scenario. And then Suya just pat on cat head.
Fiona, it's alright.
It's
I still
not
got
so
a
bad.
few weeks to decide if I want to stay like this or change back.
Well, there's nothing wrong with being either or. You look good either way. You were a handsome young man, you're a handsome young woman. What matters is you're happy. At least
Oh,
that's
well,
what my
thank
mother
you.
taught me. Is happy. Yeah, you just pet the head.
Just happy purrs.
Mhm. A trader just has to stop and in awe stare at Suyoi.
Oh, damn it.
So, would Fiona recognize anybody in the town?
Probably not.
Would anyone recognize Fionn?
Also, probably not. Except for maybe one or two of the adventurers who frequented the bar a lot, and some of whom used to bring him like candy and toys.
Okay.
Alright.
Apparently, including Io, who is actually one of the adventurers who returns with her volcano. Apparently, both of them are at the same time. Just this weird look of confusion from this half elf, and then just their ogre companion just stops, and you notice that she's got like a pelt of fucking like what looks like just a whole ass bunch of wolf pelts on their back with a sack of meat on their hip. But the ogre is literally carrying 3 dead ass moose monsters on their back.
Well, damn.
So what were their names? Io and what?
That's Io, and you don't really know his name. They just look just the hell. What?
Fion. Oh, Io.
Oh god! Apparently his name is actually in November. That is really convenient.
Just the entire ass month, November.
Well, it's spelled with a Y instead of an E, but yeah.
Fion just Io. November.
Gesundheit.
Oh no, it's me, Fion.
Hmm.
Me Maz, Janaya, and Alana.
Am I being tricked? No, I don't think you are. What the hell? I mean, what? Congratulations.
Well, thank you, I
Oh,
guess.
Jesus, sake.
Hi, this is Suyoi. Suyoi, this is Io in November.
Hi. Hi.
And this is Naibai. She's one of my teammates.
Hello.
They became an adventurer. Dad explains that you don't drink potions out of a dungeon for a reason.
Well, not exactly. That's not exactly what happened, but
It's
something
okay if it
close
is.
to that.
What happened to him for... I spent 2 years as a woman and I felt beautiful. I still feel beautiful though, so the confidence stayed.
So it's been a while since I've seen you two. How have you been?
Fine.
That's good.
Taking her a moment to process it, whereas November just casually breaks off an antler and starts gnawing on it. Man, it's still an ogre, mind you.
Yeah. What is she, are they trying to process Fiona now being a chick?
Caught them off guard because they haven't seen them in like 4 years, and then suddenly,
I know it's a lot to take in, but
But
it's temporary.
the question is, but it's not really it. Just a fist just thumps them on the top of the head. Thank you. Reset. I had to reset. But good for you. Make the right choice. We're gonna go now. You know, pelts, rotting meat, moose monster, mooster, if you would. Those apparently each weigh about 1,000 pounds. Just fucking backpacking them down the road. I wonder what the mooster tastes like.
You think it tastes like moose, but with extra kick?
No, I don't know. Would find out. Go kill one. I mean, I haven't exactly been sitting on my bum. I've been walking to that giant mountain and fist fighting everything while it's meditating.
Well, I'd be surprised if you were sitting around. You don't seem like the one to just sit around.
It's hard to sit. I hover.
I saw that. I saw that while we were at the party.
I saw people
Um,
handing them drinks and stuff.
They thought I was a carousel. I didn't mind though because most of them were very polite, except one person. But when they tried to put something on my hand, he was quickly ousted by the community I had developed. Because
So he's got his own
consent is
little fan
key.
club.
I think most of it stems from sexual repression, being curious about the fact that my fingers are as large as most people's wrists.
Yeah,
It's
that
okay
might have
though, I'm
something
not
to do with
shaming
it.
you. I don't shame people for human temptation. Such is the human realm.
Fair enough.
It's okay. Yes, I mean, there are many things that everyone deals with to help realize their dukkha. It's okay.
She'll just kind of nod.
Naibai looking around the town as they're walking into it, and looking for like a farmer's market or like a general grocery store or something like that.
It's not a giant place. It's not like a 5 building town. There's about 11 businesses, and the rest are houses or farms or a mine or two. There is a little tiny, about 10, 15 stalls in a little marketplace. Most of it is just goods. Some of it is things like lumber or basic equipment for hunting and personal protections, but nothing as advanced as what the guild would offer. So there is a place that exclusively sells meats, apparently, and a place that is a sort of a general store that offers, and from what you can see inside, they've only got about 5 rows of stuff or 5 aisles. But you can see a sign, and it just tells you that they sell things like cheeses and breads, grains, vegetables, and soups, and assorted goods. And there is a
Isn't there like
florist in town.
a carpenter shop or something in town?
There is, in fact, a woodworker in town.
Fionn, I'm gonna go to the woodworker shop real quick. See if they got any sandalwood for Del Trio.
All right.
Sandalwood will not work now. I do not want sandalwood. I prefer lemongrass.
Oh, great.
What?
I prefer lemon. You will prefer the normal one. Don't be mean. I prefer lemongrass. Well, you're going to prefer my spiritual foot in your ass. Where did you get that?
I don't know
I
where
don't
I'm
know.
gonna get lemongrass.
It's simple. Lemon plus grass. That is literally not how that works.
It is actually its own plant. You can't just smash two plants together.
Just go rip up some lawn grass and cut a lemon in half and set it on top of the bird. There you
You're
go.
gonna storm into the king's castle and take some of his fucking lawn?
Yes. My
No.
sword demands it.
These people have like dirt and rock
And-
spots in front of their houses. You don't just have grass.
Fionn,
Some
okay, look,
some people do
I-
though.
I'm, I, I'm going to get a couple of supplies to try and make some scabbards for you too. So I need a definite answer that's not going to break my piggy bank.
I will settle for wax that is scented like almonds. That is the only thing that would satiate me. Do
And
you
who's this talking?
understand? Just take a wild guess.
Is that Xylo?
No, Xylo is the one that's just, I just want soap and water. That's the literal being a
No,
bitch.
Del Trio was the simple one. Xylo was the one that
No.
wanted the list of stuff.
No, Xylo is the simple one, the poisonous silent one. I know, because I'm the one who assigned the personalities with the dice.
Oh, okay.
Let me see.
Yeah, it was Deleterio that was demanding all these things.
See, now you're gonna have me fucking confused. Give me a second, you dickwad. I have literally, there are literally 15 spirit weapons that I have made just like since yesterday alone. So tracking all this is hard.
Yeah, I'm kind of lucky in that I only have to keep track of 2.
Oh no, that is no. Excuse me. That is Xylo being a bitch. You're right.
Oh, it was okay. Was it?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you. Because I remember Deleterio was the one that
Deleterio.
specifically Deleterio was
Or
the
just
one that
Dilly.
specifically asked for sandalwood.
No. Deleterio is the polite one. You're right.
Yes.
They're the poisonous one. They would have been okay with just sandalwood. Though
Yes.
that would not have stopped Xylo from mentioning that they prefer lemongrass, even if the whole thing wasn't about them. They don't care. Doesn't matter. It's about
It doesn't matter. It's about them now.
exactly. But Suya will help you out. Well, there's a chandler over there. If you need candles, and he'll in fact point to a chandler.
Oh, all right. Fionn would go to the chandler.
You know what a chandler is? Yes,
I do not know what a chandler is. What is a chandler?
it's a candle maker.
I was gonna say a mediocre actor, but
A chandelier.
Get it?
Okay, what are they again?
A chandler is a candle maker.
a candler, if you can't remember.
So they would have sandalwood, or they would have the wax.
Well, they might actually have both, but they have sandalwood scented candles, and they have candles that, you know, they sell wax, like little wax pods that have all various scents. It's kind of aromatic overload when you go through like the display aisle,
It's like walking down the perfume aisle.
Yeah.
but
Just,
that's
So
nuts.
that's like the aisle for the people who think they actually know good scents. Though it's one of those like this is what they expect, so this is what we're gonna put here, so they don't bitch. But you know,
that's
it seems
it.
like most of the people are over there. Like,
Would you want some actual sandalwood, or would you be fine with some sandalwood scented wax?
the scent is what matters. It makes me happy. I used to live in a sandalwood grove.
All right, I'll see what I can do.
I demand almonds. No, wait, no. Now I prefer if it smells like pistachio.
This one is
Okay.
reminding me a lot of Zulius.
Oh yeah, I can see that. Bitchy fairy. Bitchy fairy?
Look,
Bitchy fairy.
Xylo,
Mm.
I love you as me sword and all, but
That's
you're gonna
calling
have to
me.
cut down a little bit.
You will
Just work with me.
no.
I could just give you back to me ma, let her clean you again.
No.
Well, Fion's gonna go up to the chandler, well, the desk, counter, whatever they had.
It's a service bar. Wait.
Hmm?
What do you want?
Here.
Sorry, just
Well, I was wondering if you had any actual sandalwood.
they're gonna kneel down and just kind of take off their sandal and set it on the counter. Thumbs up. That's what you get.
Eh, well, not that kind of sandalwood. Although I do appreciate the joke.
It's sandalwood. It's literally made of sandal. What are you supposed to do with sandalwood if not make sandals out of it? That is sandalwood.
Well, I need some sandalwood, or at least some sandalwood scented wax, so that I can make a scabbard for one of my swords.
Grumbling, going through the little door, just like strips of leather hanging over a doorway. because size is not specified, they just kind of come back with a fucking 3-inch wide candle and just.
I can work with that. How much would that is that going to be?
They disappear and reappear. God.
Here, hold on, let me see if I can turn you up some. You're quiet.
It's because I'm not talking loud.
Oh. How much did they say?
5 gold.
Ah, I see him. Let me bring up my sheets. Feeling well.
Meanwhile, monthly charges being racked up at the guild.
What?
Don't worry about it.
You got anything for 2 gold?
They leave and then return with the same kind of candle, but smaller.
That'll do. Fionn will hand over the 2 gold.
There's no change. 2 gold is fine. That's what you get. You have
Yes.
candle now.
Yes, Fionn will take the candle and leave the shop. So, you think this will be a good del trio?
It'll be fine for both of us.
Okay.
Yeah. No.
And
So
for
they-
you, Xylo, I think I can go through the stuff at my house and see what we got there to make you a nice, comfy scabbard.
No. It must be.
Yes.
Custom. Fine. But I'm stabbing you.
No, don't stab me.
Turn me around and stab yourself.
No, I'm not going to turn you around so you can stab me.
Well, this could have been avoided if you just would have got lemongrass. That's all I'm saying.
Well, do you think they got lemongrass scented wax there?
You couldn't afford lemongrass scented wax.
All right. Fiona's turning back around to go back to the Chandlers.
You couldn't afford it. Besides, I won't even settle for it. It must be actual lemongrass rubbed upon my.
Well, I don't know where to get actual lemongrass.
Nor do I. That is your job.
Well, I'll see what I can do. And he's gonna. Fion's gonna go see if they can catch back up with their team. Well, the ones they came with.
I bet Naibai knows. Speaking of Naibai, they have entered the general store and they're just kind of wandering up and down the aisles.
General goods. Okay, look at that. General.
Generic bread. Ah, I see.
I mean, there is like 3 or 4 different things of like bread, which are actually not sold in plastic, but they're sold in little wooden containers.
Oh, fancy bread.
Because it's renewable, and they don't exactly have a lot of plastic. That's kind of a new thing that they use in certain areas, in giant cities. But there's one that has that same fucking logo that seems to be on everything you buy. Well, not everything, but like every convenient item you buy.
Is it Acme?
No, might as well be though.
It's from that one guy that we met
Yeah.
in the palace, isn't it?
By and large? Wait, no.
That was a good guess. But guess. Still confused on that one myself. Okay. No, it's from that gentleman who's kind of got the two-toned hair. You know, one half of it's black, one half is white.
Oh yeah, them. They said, waiting for their brain to catch up.
Okay. It's if it helps you, it's now bear with me. It's a really big name. It's Starlight Good. That was tricky. Glad we got through that though.
We got through it together. Shared brain power.
Proud of this.
Yeah.
Really
Some
proud of
water,
us.
It's gonna overheat. I'm proud of this too. I can feel us maxing out the RPMs there. Okay.
I can feel the gerbil spinning around in the wheel as we speak, just going up, down, up, down.
At one point, it tripped.
It's working overtime.
No, the wheel just stopped, but it kept running.
Then someone came over and hooked it up to a power drill.
Alright. So you got bread on this aisle. And there's also some tea. Several types of teas, all sold in different little boxes, but this pretty little white ash wood box that has that same Starlight Goods logo on it. Even has locally sourced on the side of it.
Visible disgust.
Wait, what?
No, Naibai doesn't like tea. Oh yeah, yeah.
Nobody's
It's
like me that way.
There's
I
bread,
just
there's
can't bring myself to like tea.
some
bread.
soup broth here. Got some vegetables also, which are in fiber bags.
And
the plant section.
Penis.
like calling a dictator cockstarch.
I never liked cucumbers. They're always so watery and firm and make me feel inadequate.
Nah, man. Radishes. You seen how big those get? Okay.
Vegan butt plug.
Vegan butt plug, the radish versus carnivore butt plug, the 20-pound log of hamburger meat.
Oh god, one's fun, the other one is the death.
Which one's death, the meat or the vegetable?
I'll let you decide. That can go either way.
Depends which one gets
Maybe
stuck.
It depends on what you're doing with it.
It applies to both. You're supposed to cut the end off that before you consume it. Okay. Anyways, moving on.
Help it slide through easier.
But chugging
on.
meat tubes.
I'm sorry, not sorry.
The cow bladder serves as a good news story. All right, moving on from that.
God,
there's
that's not
general goods news.
that's not even meat in those tubes. It's just like a red paste.
That's good meat. We don't know what it is.
Exactly. I sure hope that was a bone crunch.
No, it was probably a chicken beak.
Please shut up.
Maybe a pig toenail.
I will stab you
Isn't
with
a
a
pig's
blunt
toenail
butter
the
knife.
whole- Isn't a pig's toenail the whole ass hoof?
It is the whole ass toe.
I'm going to stab all of you.
Alright. I mean, they do actually have pickled, pig's feet. In this,
You know, people do eat those.
And they're allowed to be wrong.
It's sold right next to the bull's testicles. I'm sorry.
And again, they're allowed to be fucking wrong.
Oh, they've got several pickled goods actually as you pass through the aisles while looking around. They even have one that looks like it lets you know on the label, also from Starlight Goods, because they've got a very wide variety of things that they get, and all of theirs seem to say locally sourced, which is either good or a lie. You don't know which one yet, but it looks like it is pickled in vinegar and pepper juices, and it seems to be some sort of sausage product.
Ah, yeah, I've had pickled sausages before. And I'm gonna err on the side of locally sourced being a lie, because locally could be like local to this plane of existence.
Well, you got a point there too.
Well, I can tell you that at least the teas are literally locally sourced, as in the same area.
Right. I'm not expecting to find any milk here.
You want milk?
No, there's several eyes. It extends down the entire aisle.
I mean, no, there's milk and then there's malt. That's two choices.
Milk.
No, mulk with a U.
Let's give me some malt, Josh.
Alright, so no grapes then.
You think get grapes?
Oh, okay. You didn't describe grapes, so.
I said they had fruits and vegetables.
Okay, so Naiba is gonna pick up, or they're gonna inspect the grapes first, see if they can find some that still have the seeds in them. I don't know if this plane of existence has discovered seedless grape yet.
The only one that does both seed and seedless is Starlight Goods, but everybody else has seeds in them.
Alright. The quality doesn't really matter for her purposes, so she's just gonna buy whatever the cheapest bag is that has a goodly size.
That one is low. It says it is sourced from this local area, and it tells you the farmer that it's sourced from.
Cute.
And that one's going to cost about 2 gold for a 5-pound bag of grapes.
Expensive.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Oh, alright. 96 gold.
I mean, yeah, but that's 5 pounds of grapes.
That is 5 pounds of grape. Naiba is going to look to their companion if they followed them into the store and ask them if they wanted anything from the store.
So you couldn't fit in the store, so he's just standing at the the window and just giving you a thumbs up. But he
Okay.
does kind of point to a log of cheese, and then also a log of bacon on another aisle, trying to remind you.
No, Naibai remembers that they were supposed to get bacon. She was thinking about getting it from the stalls outside, but I suppose from here is just as good as out there.
Remember Noro's words. Get any bacon you can find. This man doesn't come home with bacon, he might be in hot shit. It's like his bribe, as if all else fails, a lot of bacon.
And see, that's why Naibai wanted to get it from the stalls, because if she only finds the amount that's at the stall, she doesn't have to buy an entire store's worth.
True.
So
I should have mentioned that he said he will reimburse you for all that you spent. It's not gonna be like out of your pocket. Like if you can't afford it, you could just go back and get it from him, but he'll give you your money back on what you spent.
Oh, okay.
Storing it.
Well, with that information, then
be like, "Hey, Suyoi, Noro said he'll reimburse us." Suyoi, I can just imagine him being like, "Oh, okay, I'll lend you this for a moment."
So then, yeah, with that information, Naibai is going to pick up the log of cheese and go over to the meats aisle and go down to the pork section and pick up all of the bacon that they have on display.
They have 3 logs of bacon, all 3 are the same flavor.
What, logs?
No. Yeah,
What constitutes as a log of bacon?
So
bacon is like ass cuts.
Instead of a tiny little package that's got like 20 pieces, what they do is basically, because they're not like the animals here get a lot bigger because they're not industrialized and they have a lot of magical elements in the diet that makes them more enhanced and fucking like a boar here that they slaughter for food. They slaughter that, and that's like 1.5 to 2 years worth of meat if it's for a family.
Oh wait, I just
huge.
remembered that Canadian bacon exists, and because it's round, it would need to be cut into logs. So this has become substantially less crazy.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
it's not like a round log. It's just they call it a log, though it's more like a plank if you want a wood term, and it's basically just if you were to take 3 packs of bacon and stick it together, that's what a log of bacon is.
Oh, okay, so it is long.
It's yeah, they don't do that. Cut it in tiny strips, so it's easy. It's like, no, listen, we're cutting this off these giant ass pigs. They can slice it up themselves. We raised it, we processed it. They can cut it in the kitchen. They're adults.
Yeah.
You know,
Fucking
but
fat, stop moving around, god damn it. Yeah.
this is a world that isn't, fucking handed like they've got grocery markets and some stuff, and thanks to Starlight Goods, they have some semblance of like supermarket variety, but they don't make it easy for everyone. They just provide them cheap, affordable, competitive goods. They don't provide them easy, everything done for you goods.
Be glad they didn't just slap an entire ham in a wood box and serve you that.
Exactly. Congratulations. Here's the literal bottom half of a pig. It's been gutted and cleaned. Do the rest yourself. Holes are still in.
Exactly. What you want? The hams? You want the bacon? You want the belly fat, back bacon? You got it all here.
It's just the whole pig.
Just an entire pig.
I mean, it's worth noting that when you were outside and you were walking by like the butcher, they actually literally had like whole ass animals, including like whole ass cows.
So the way you described it, are the pigs and cows about like the same size?
Oh no, the cow. So like a Bessie is the size of a bull almost when they're made for meat here because of the magic enriched diet.
Okay. But yeah, Nabai is going to pick up some or all of the bacon that they find, and the cheese and the bag of grapes. They're gonna ring up the charge at the cashier, and they'll hand the cheese log to their companion and get paid back for that. And they'll store the bacon and the grapes in their inventory, and they'll see if they can't find fuel.
Oh. Now, if you would like to go and check out the butcher, you can see what they got. They got a lot.
Well, I think Fionn would have been looking for Suyoi. He's hard to miss.
Also, I should point out that bacon actually comes from the belly, not the butt.
Oh, fuck, that's right.
But prosciutto and Jamon Iberico, ham, leg, like rump, literally, cutlet steak, all that. Yeah, that comes from
Yeah.
the beef.
It's been a long time since I've seen like the actual diagram.
That's all right. Now, not a lot of people know like the actual cuts of like beef and everything.
Most of the people I know couldn't tell you where a sirloin or a T-bone come from. It's like, they're all coming from the leg of the cow, right? No. No.
God.
Oh, poor child.
You could be eating neck meat for all you know, child.
If you're eating chuck, you are probably eating meat from the chest or the neck.
Chuck's good, though.
Chuck is good. Chuck is really good for you.
I
A
like
lot of protein.
chuck with the extra fat in it.
So apparently that butcher has pig, cow, deer, and lamb.
Get that dirty meat,
And
make some chili.
you only know
Lamb.
that it's lamb because somebody sells them like a live lamb, and you can just hear it, and then you hear silence when there's a thunk.
Thunk.
Well, it's
Is it-
fresh.
I mean, it's the butcher's son who's the one who's doing the slaughtering, while the butcher himself is doing the selling.
Ah, yes, start 'em early.
I wouldn't say early.
Can you?
Psychopathic if you. It's not a psychopathic field if you get paid.
I wouldn't say
Exactly.
it's early. His son's been doing it for years because the dice have given him a small backstory. Apparently, he's been doing it for years because they're butchers. Because the world generates stuff, and he's apparently 21, so he's been doing it since he was like apparently 10, according to the dice. I rolled a d20.
That's a good age to start them out at, yeah. That's still young for, like, modern times.
He didn't have him slaughtering it, and he had him like skinning and preparing. He waited until he's. I'm assuming what I would do personally is wait till like 15, 16, where you actually teach them to slaughter an animal.
When they start getting angsty.
Yeah, when the testosterone builds up, so they can actually process it properly.
Probably started him off doing the meat cutting and stuff.
Yeah.
Over at the bone saw.
Years later. That's what I would do if I was like a butcher. If I was the, because I know how to kill. I know how to kill, cook, cut, clean. I know how to do all that of like fish and shit. I learned from my dad and mostly my brother and even my mom. So I learned that personally. But if I was to teach to my kid, I'd wait until they're like 10 or 11 to give them something simple. Like, all right, so I've already skinned and clean all that. Just here, cut this meat, cut this meat, cut this here, get these sections. Then a couple years later, I teach them. All right, here's a dead one. Here's part of a dead one. Learn to skin it and clean it properly. And here's how you debone, and then go up to at some point. Wouldn't be like cut its throat like a psycho. If they didn't want to. If they wanted the authentic of cutting the neck, or you could just give them the fucking rod pistol, which basically concusses them into unconsciousness and kills them simultaneously.
Captive bolt guns drive it into their brain. It just punches them directly in the brain.
Yeah. A lot of people think that's inhumane. It's like, that's literally the most humane method we've developed to kill a lot of lamb and pigs and cows.
That is the fastest way to kill the animal. You want to come up with something better? Do it.
Like, a myth is that they put it directly on like their forehead. No, they like go behind the head and they literally shoot it into the brain and stem so it shuts off.
Yeah. Not only would the animal freak out if you held that against their forehead, it's not going to actually kill them if you shoot them there.
Yeah, I've
seen, like sunk. Ow!
I've seen my neighbors have to put down a cow, and they did it with the bolt. And I seen them like I was watching this from like my window because I got this bay window, and I was just watching, and they, you could tell they didn't want to, but they were hugging it and petting it, and then I just seen while the dad father, the one who owns the whole thing, was sitting there loving on this Bessie. He just like snapped his fingers and had him give him the gun, and without the cow even seeing it being brought to him, he just reached it around and then just seen the cow stop moving. And I think that what it was is that cow had gotten sick. They had caught something from a bad thing of feed or something, and it just progressed into a stomach problem that they just couldn't afford. Because they got 4 stomachs, and one gets a parasite, fucks up the whole system, puts them into like,
Yeah.
gruesome, honestly.
But it's still good meat, so as long as it's not something that's gonna fuck with the meat, like mad cow disease.
I don't know. I do know that they take stuff to slaughter a lot. Like they take stuff to slaughter a bunch. We've actually had some of their cows in our yard. They'll get out and come over to our yard every couple of months or every other year. And they'll just sit there and eat grass. So one of us will go down and close the gate and call the neighbors. That's why we know them. And they'll come over and get their cow. It's always one of the calves or one of the Bessies who gets out the fence and comes, and they just wander into our yard.
That grass looks tasty.
So sweet.
Oh yeah, cows are adorable. Like, I don't do it anymore because there's snakes right there. But when I used to caretake for the animals, I would grab handfuls of grass, walk over to the fence, reach over the hot wire, and just like feed them out of my hand. And they were like, "Yes, you brought me grass. You earned pets."
A lot of animals are surprisingly sweet if they're well fed and they don't think they're in danger. Unfortunately, nature has decided that a lot of them need to kill to survive. And it is also determined that the animals that want to eat and kill us are the ones we find adorable.
Yeah, honestly. No, I understand like the food farms, but I can also say that my neighbors don't have a food farm. All of their cattle are 100% free range. And I know because sometimes when I come home from town, I'll hear, moo, and then I'll go, moo, and they'll just shake their head like, yeah, I gotta talk to me. Like all of my, I have like 4 I live in between like 4 different ranches, and all of their, I guess you could say their goods are free range. That's how I know the whole thing with like the antibiotics, like no antibiotics, antibiotic free is a fucking myth because they've actually told me, as a fucking legal rancher and cattle producer, and I trust their word on chickens too, considering that they know the other 3 ranches in this neighborhood, is that they legally cannot give them antibiotics within the last 2 months of their life because of the fact that it cannot leave the farm with antibiotics, or they can be fined because that could increase the chances of developing super infections.
Yeah.
So they have to isolate those ones for slaughter for 2 months before slaughtering them. And they even explain, like, well, that's what they do with their cattle, though, is they'll either bolt gun them, or they'll, which apparently is a new thing, is they'll inject them. But that's for the more aggressive ones. Is they will hit them with an injection that just shuts their heart off slowly, like puts them to sleep, and they just go to bed and they're gone. So yeah, that's a little tidbit about cattle that I learned from living next to ranchers, and they're real sweet people. I have seen them shooting at coyotes, though. They don't try and kill them, but when the coyotes come harassing, they'll fucking sit out on the porch and just shoot around them to get them to fuck off. And I'll hear them like, "Oh, doing that like coyote jeer that they do as they run off, like, "Yeah, you win this one, person. I'll get you next time." Yeah.
Have you seen that picture I posted on Twitter of the coyote stealing the flower pot?
Yes, I have. Coyotes, like, I know people think they're cute, but that's how you tell they don't live in southern states. Coyotes are a very dangerous threat. They are more likely to maul you than most people's dogs.
I think northern coyotes are more skittish.
Southern coyotes are very ballsy. That's why there are
They
like
are.
seasons. That's why there are
Y'all
seasons.
motherfuckers got coy wolves. They've
We've got a
coyotes and
lot.
wolves fucked, and now they're smart, aggressive, and clever on top of being smart and aggressive.
Yes, and we also have timber wolves that people forget about.
Same here. They are large.
There was
Southern
also
yeah,
red
they are.
wolves exactly once, and then someone shot it.
So,
Yeah,
wait, saw what?
So, like, a red wolf walked all the way the fuck down from Canada to Texas, and someone shot it.
I'm putting that on my wall.
Well, the main reason is probably because that, like, coyotes are the number. Fun fact: you ever want to protect your flock from a coyote? Get a donkey. They will beat
Oh my
you to
god.
death.
Donkeys are
Or a
aggressive
llama.
assholes as it is. You stick a donkey or an emu. Oh no, an alpaca. Alpacas are really good at that too.
Llamas, alpacas, emus, donkeys,
Fucking
geese.
ostrich, I dare you.
I actually know a guy who has a camel. Those are the same. He actually shared a video on his Facebook. I watched it. It was hilarious. It was on his night cam that he has outside, and they thought because camels can sleep standing up, and they thought that the camel was asleep because it was standing up, but the camel wasn't. It was grazing. But fucking like 2 coyotes came into his yard, trying to get after his hens in the coop. That camel like you could see it like slowly moving. Cause like, what's that? And then it swaps the other night cam, and you see the camel running up. One of the coyotes bolts, the other one looks and just gets kicked into the fence, and then freaks out and runs. Apparently, camels also don't take shit from any smaller animal, especially wolves or canines, and they fucking kick hard.
Oh, yeah. No, they got those big sand hooves, too, so that's gonna hurt.
That coyote was lucky it didn't immediately die, because most things that get kicked with one of those hooves gets bisected from those fucking claws, or that basic claw that they have in the form of a hoof.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's like straight up it's a straight fucking camel, and his name is Roger, and I love him. He is
Our
adorable.
neighbors used to have an ostrich farm.
Awesome! God, I love how like the woody areas of this country have like fucking random ass exotic animals.
Because Americans.
Yeah, I don't
Dude, I
remember
literally-
if they still have it, but anyway,
They
ostrich farm. And
I
so
know.
our next door neighbor has this giant metal statue of an ostrich.
That is fucking awesome. I want to write it. That's the only way I'm going to be able to without killing.
You can though. You can ride ostriches.
I know there are people. It's a battle bird. It's huge. Side note. I'm going to tell you this before we go. I live 20 minutes away from an exotic animal sanctuary with a fucking 648-pound Bengal tiger in it.
Whoa.
Yep, them some big kitties.
And he
Wow.
plays with toys from Walmart. It's adorable.
Aw.
I
He has
grow
a
meow.
52 He has a 52-foot high fenced enclosure for a reason. People that go to
Yes.
see him don't believe that he can vert leap 30 feet.
Until they see the zoo workers throw some meat in there on a rope.
Yeah, that's all they do
Throwing.
to prove. They also tell you don't turn your back to the enclosure ever,
They love
Why?
that.
Yeah.
because people don't understand tigers are ambush predators.
And even if they can't get you, they'll still stalk up on you and try to get you through the glass.
Yep.
And you turn around on them and they're like, "Oh, I'm just kidding." Unless.
People
Unless,
in
yeah.
Do it again.
People in like Senegal and Bengal and stuff, they've been wearing like masks, like silicone face mask of their own face, like on the back of their head when they're walking through trails specifically.
Yeah, they have to.
Yeah, it's the only way they don't get fucking jumped if they're walking alone. They won't jump a group of people though. They are smart. But tigers are smart. They know they're dangerous, but they know humans in pairs or trios are fucking deadly.
Yeah, well, the last thing a predator wants is to get hurt. If a predator breaks a tooth or like a nail, that just plummets its chances of survival.
Mm-hmm. And they know that humans will pick up rocks and sticks and go to fucking work to fight for their life. Because most of them will be like, "No, don't attack me!" But when that fucking adrenaline kicks in, the animals aren't stupid.
Fucking go!
They know what humans can do in reverse if they have to fight for their life. I mean, fucking Canadians and Americans survive grizzly attacks for a reason.
Sometimes. They have
Sometimes.
found many a skull in a pile of bear shit.
Yes, they have found many a skull, but they've also found many a fucking random hiker carrying a dead ass fucking bear's head or parts of its face that it got, well, he took my left arm, but I took his whole fucking face off. And that's basically death. People understand that as even if they get a hand, if you cut like their jaw and irreparably damage it, you've won. Because that predator is going to die. It will
Yeah.
starve.
Fucking just
The only problem is
stabbing
that
their
they also
eye
have
is
the-
enough to irreparably debilitate them.
Yep.
If
Okay.
they don't die from the infection, they're gonna be at least half as effective at hunting.
Mhm.
Side note,
Etheric victories with grizzly bears are not good victories. I just want to point that out.
no, they are not.
Because you don't etherically win against a grizzly. They beat your ass even if they don't kill you.
Unless you're like that one fucking like that one dude from fucking down here in Texas who literally went and bagged a bear in every state with a fucking revolver and a Bowie knife.
Jesus.
Weren't we playing something?
We were.
Yes,
I
they
just
were.
that's well, it's a slow day. All
On
right, so
today's episode, animal stories.
you're good in town. You got all your stuff. Unless you want to stop by, there's a bunch of different cuts of bacon. Literally, these motherfuckers have made a bacon out of every animal.
I'm not sure how I feel about goat bacon.
Lamb bacon. There's a
Lamb.
difference.
Okay, yeah, lamb.
Ramekin.
Shut up.
I know that once they reconvened, well, Nabai is getting her bacon from the meat stalls. Fionn would have asked her, "Hey, Nabai, you know anywhere we can get some lemongrass?"
Dry, open, sunny environment with not a whole lot of competition for sunlight. It looks just like regular grass, but when you chew on it, it tastes like lemon. It doesn't really smell any different.
Alright.
You guys can go in search of that if you want, but that'll take like 3 hours if you do. All right. By the way, we're gonna transition to check on Beatrice, who just had a kid yesterday. technically 2 kids?
Yeah, she had 2.
Two
is
little
everybody having-
bubbles.
Why is everybody having children in pairs? What is this? They're like
Twinception.
shoes.
Natural
Your
selection.
characters are all synced up.
Also, Dirk, I sent you something.
I will look at it here momentarily, friend.
Okay, friend. But
I also have to
Fionn
continue
would
with your
go.
fluff fiasco.
Yeah. Fionn would go in search of lemongrass.
I guess who he's gonna follow because he doesn't want you getting mauled by a bear or something.
Naibai is going to follow too, so that they can properly identify it.
Naiba's form of following is literally just reclining in a fucking chair made of arms.
Yes, the best chair.
The armchair. Yes.
Just for no reason at all, just Norrell just slaps fucking Kevin on the back of the head.
Fuck! Why? Ow!
I don't know, but I felt like you needed that.
Didn't do anything.
Yes, you did. You could literally fill an entire warehouse with everything you never did.
It'd be a very well. I mean, an empty warehouse would be full of nothing, because I didn't do nothing.
Okay, yeah, sure.
Rude.
Yeah,
No.
sure.
Not rude. I'm
Kinda
just,
rude.
just no, I'm not rude. I'm just negatively tempered. Oh, hush. So,
So, since we got a half hour left, we're gonna.
you died.
After we collect the lemongrass, we're gonna head back home. Naibai is going to share grapes with everyone and instruct them to put the seeds in this big bowl here that they got from the kitchen.
What will have the Beatrice have done in that time? Will they have just been exhausted, or they have tried to figure out names for the kids?
I think names are a good project for her.
I know Fionn would have wanted to go see the bubbles.
All right, what gender did we get? We got male and female, didn't we?
I think so. I don't remember for sure.
We did. Okay.
All right. Who's poking me? Okay. Random.
Alright. So, are the babus with Mama or are the babus in a crib?
I think they are currently in a crib getting played with by Mob. And I think Sen was there too. But I am not sure where Beatrice would be.
You know,
Probably be
Probably laying
resting.
in bed.
Yeah, I think she'd be resting.
Well, Fionn would let Beatrice rest and he'd go and check on the little babus. Come in. Hello. Mob, son. Oh,
Well,
my PC kicked itself off the internet again. I
Well,
swear if
okay
this shut
then.
off my stuff. It does that a lot.
oh,
I'm
okay.
back. Yeah, my internet's past due
Okay.
because still to this fucking day, 2 days later, almost 3 days later, it's still a pending transaction on the internet payment, so it's past due, and there's nothing I can do about it because I can't cancel the pending transaction, get the money back to pay again, and it's the merchant's fault. So if they cut my stuff off, I'm going to call and I'm going to ask which one of you fucking Nimrod motherfuckers put somebody who doesn't know what the fuck they're doing, who's clearly still in training, in charge of fucking making sales and permitting them to make payments, you incompetent, grossly incompetent motherfuckers. I know your business is in Justin, Texas. Don't make me drive down there and beat the Justin out of you and make you a Jace. That's just one thing I could do. I will literally beat the name off of them. All right. Since compromises, you can name the daughter after some like a name that you want, and he shall name the son a name that would be good for him. That way, since you have a sort of, technically Beatrice is Korean and Norse, and he's Japanese and more Japanese. I mean, technically, Gloria's just her English name. Gloria's real name is, Gunhild. But she doesn't talk about that. The only one who knows that is Yon and Beatrice.
I think I need to get my big book of naming.
The big book of namey names.
Yes. A character naming Thorpe.
But I do know that Fionn would have wanted to go see the baboos.
And then you get Faraji just trying to think of a name for his kid.
It does not have a very good amount of information on Korean names.
Apparently, Faraji has 2 sons.
Oh?
Hmm.
Oh? So, where are Beatrice's babies? Do they have their own little room?
Well, technically, they were at Boyu's place, and they were just born in the room that they share there. Aren't maned wolves from Africa, guys? I'm thinking of that right.
South America.
South America? Oh, okay. What the fuck is that one dog that I'm thinking of that's from Africa?
I know jackals and a bunch of others are.
Hyenas and jack.
Uh,
I'll
the,
Google it.
The painted
African
dogs
painted
are
dog.
wild dogs.
Oh, there you go. There's those kids.
Let's see.
Ola and Femi.
That's
Those are.
found a couple of things in here. Only the thing is, I don't know if I could possibly pronounce them.
Okay.
So we might go lean a little bit more toward the. Well, you also mentioned Norse. I could look up in there. There were some good names in Norse.
Ragnar.
Gloria already wants that. Whether or not Gloria is immediately naming the daughter Revna.
Oh.
Technically, it's Rivna. You can't stop her. He's already calling them that.
You said Regna?
Revna's what they were going to call them. Oh, that's entirely Gloria. So there's a bunch of different names.
I kind of like that.
According to Gloria, it means raven.
Now that's the big question. Do they have dark hair? I'm gonna assume no because Beatrice is white hair and Doesn't Sen have white hair?
Yes.
So they probably have similarly white hair.
They are glorious. God, like this, you can see her wheels turning. What they call you? What do you know? God, her hand is big. She can just pick the small little baby up with her fucking
Is
hand.
Gloria ecstatic to be a grandmama?
And like caught her off guard, but yeah.
She's like, wait a minute, I'm a grandma.
And she just looks at the small bunny fox, the fox, if you would. We will name them very simple. Snorafen.
I'm looking through some name here. Sorry about being slow.
She wanted to name her Revna, which would be Raven, but her hair isn't black and she has very, very pretty white hair. So, thus, she wants to call them Snorafan, which is technically Snow Raven, and she thinks she's being clever because he ain't Snow, Sin, Snow. Or just no. Oh, it would be pronounced. It would be like this technically. I don't have a keyboard that can do a sense. Sorry.
Yes, I don't know how to type accents myself.
Neither do I.
I can only do it on mobile. You need a special keyboard to do it on a
I
computer.
used to be able to do it on my Mac because you could hold certain keys and combine them to.
Well, yeah, every
Mac wants to be extra.
every computer has all of the characters. It's just you got to know the right ASCII code to type it.
Yeah, you have to write. You have to know the right code.
That's why I said special keyboard, because there are keyboards that have like an entire extra section for all the different special characters.
True. Wait, hold on. I think I can do this. Let me try something. Okay,
I don't have a specific Norse version, so I'm kind of looking at like Norwegian and some of the others. I have a giant section of Norwegian. I suppose it also kind of depends a little bit on how the babies are act. So, like, she might name them based on some of that information.
well, that happened. I can't. Oh no, what's that? Oh no. So I figured out how to bring up my GPU and everything in the top right corner of my PC. Control Shift O, GPU, utility. I can see my utility, the MCLK, VRAM, CPU utilization, RAM utilization, everything.
Oh yeah, that gets installed with a lot of the drivers for GPUs nowadays. I can do that for AMD with Alt R.
Here.
Or
Yeah,
wait, no,
that
it's
is
Radeon. Yeah,
that
no.
is the name that they brought that Gloria has presented. So there's a bunch of names. Like you could call them like technically their name is Gunhild, which means to fight. Or you could call them a name that they might grow into would be Irsa, which would be wild, also known as she bear or bear woman.
Woman, if you will.
They they recommend not calling them Tira because they know that they definitely won't be helpful because they're your children. What we
Well,
got for
there's
Raj's children's name?
well, there's
He was
also Tobe, which means good.
present your list of names, and then you and Sin can talk about it.
I don't know. I'm just kind of drawing a blank. I've named so many characters. Oh,
I mean, you could just let the world decide the names,
that is true.
and I could just put a big list of possible names here on my end, and then like that's what I'm doing just to help Sin decide on his fucking thing. By the way, just gonna throw this out there, guys. I don't know why people didn't see Itachi being a traitor like all along on both sides. Itachi literally means weasel in Japanese. Don't know why. You didn't see that.
I mean, look at what happened with Wukong. Kong just means Monkey King.
True.
And Ari just means fox. Or wait, no, that's Kitsune. And Ari means something else.
Ring pop.
I actually forgot. Hold on. To fucking, I'm typing in Inari in, and it's just Inari in Japanese. Oh, what is it? Inari. Thanks, right? uh, it derives from ine, meaning rice seedling, so their name can be translated as rice carrier. They're a rice god.
Yeah, that was a harvest deity kind of a thing.
I had one in here I was looking at that seemed like it was pretty good.
Which one?
Well, here's one. This is Ragnfried. Also Ragni or Randy, which is lovely goddess.
Okay.
And there was another in here I was looking at that was really good. I lost track of it.
All right. Got his list, and then names for the daughter.
Oh yes, Brynhild. Or
Ah,
Brynhilde.
yeah. Brunhilde, I think is how they say it. I don't know. Let's go ask Mimir. Fucking wonderful person. All right. Gloria is trying to give them names from their tribe, which is basically Vikings, because she can. Ba-dum, 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 bum, 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 ba-dum, 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 bum, 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 ba-dum, 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 bum, bum, bum.
Type, 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 type. Tip, tip, tip.
Tapey.
Suddenly, time has slowed way down.
Because we are waiting for something important.
It's like when you're high and time gets longer. Suddenly, a trip from the couch to your bedroom takes like 3 years. You pass someone coming the other way. Ugh, how are the mountains this time of year? Cold. Okay.
Please don't remind me of the time I ate edibles.
Do it again. No balls.
No, absolutely no balls. Fuck that. Never again. No, you don't understand. I was high for 3 days because I ate a whole ass bag of gummy worms.
Here is the list for male and female that I have whipped up.
Oh, that's convenient.
Top male, bottom female.
Yeah, I do like Frida also. That's one of the ones I was going to mention.
High people are funny though. You hand them like the simplest shit and they're just so amazed or perplexed by it. Like if you got carpet where you draw on it with your finger and it stays, they'll be doing that shit for hours.
Wait,
Don't
who?
call me out like that.
They're just
Oh, I
generally
know.
high people.
Yeah, I thought you said Thai people. I'm like, I know, right? Hey, by the way, who's here has had Munster?
I have. It's
Monster,
wonderful.
like cheese.
Yeah.
I got some at the store today just to try it.
It's an alright cheese.
It's okay.
I like the white one with the peppers in it.
That's literally pepper jack.
Pepper jack,
It's
yeah.
pepper jack.
Yep.
Yeah, I love pepper jack.
I love extra sharp cheddar.
Okay.
You can get the extra, and it's almost unpleasant.
Yeah.
Well, we'll go with Frida if you like that name.
Yeah, there was Frida, and Tove is also pretty good. I think I'm leaning toward Frida.
So does
Frida-
Frida lay?
I was-
That's about all she can do as a baby.
The dice have decided a 10 for the male, therefore their name shall be Suzume for the son.
Oh yes,
Oh.
that's a good
Appropriate.
one. Watch him end up being like a shadow breeder or something.
Son, get over here. Meow. Calls them by their name. Meow.
Gloria has taken her other child from Mom because Mom was playing with him and mostly letting them chew on their finger and draw blood. It doesn't bother me. Now they're currently struggling to bite through their grandmother's fucking skin.
It's like it's a little early to give him a taste for blood.
Oh god, they're gonna yomp the shit out of your titty.
They're legitimately trying, but it's they cannot get through her skin, just too thick. That calloused ass hand from using that fucking hammer for so long.
Yeah, I'm thinking Suzume.
That
Didn't
is the man.
one of the others have a similar name from the
I mean,
previous
easy
batch of
enough.
kiddos?
Possibly. You can call them Frida if you want, but they are Snowruffen to fucking Gloria. A little snow reaper. Gloria has absconded with the children to go show them to Yon.
Yon will be delighted. She will spoil them.
You can hear her speaking what sounds roughly like Viking, like actual Norse. Oh no, between cheese and summer sausage, my blade is going dull and I don't have a sharpener in the house.
It's time to find you a river rock.
Just don't order a whetstone from Wish.
You will get a wet rock.
You'll just get a jar with a rock in it.
It might not be water in the jar.
Children.
Does Janaya have any spare leather in the house? In Fion's house?
Oh yeah. Depends on where you look though, depending on what determines which kind of leather you're getting.
Well, they would ask Janaya, Ma, what kind of leather do you recommend making a scabbard out of, or for the inner layer of a scabbard?
I just look up from the fact they were just sitting there hand sharpening a kitchen knife.
Oh, to make
Hmm.
something for Deleterio and Xylo. I got some sandalwood wax for Deleterio and some lemongrass for Xylo. I just don't know how to incorporate them into a scabbard or anything like that, so I thought I'd come and ask you.
Vegetable tan leather. Hello.
Spice Pup, can you speak a little louder, please? I couldn't hear you.
No.
Please, I legit can't hear you when you talk that low.
No. No, I refuse. I now refuse.
So what did she say?
No. No. Vegetable tan leather.
I could feel the warm, wet air on my ear. Don't do that. Stop it.
Do you have any spare laying around?
Yeah. Go look in the forge, kiddo.
Right, thank
Oh,
you.
knock. Nori and
Hmm?
Nori haven't been seen in a couple of hours, and that pestering fucker with the scales he's gone. Knock, kid.
Oh,
Yeah.
Fionn will knock on the forge door. We'll go to the forge door and knock on it. Just
Knocks
knock,
on
knock,
it and then
knock.
gets a back.
Is it safe to enter?
That really determines what you call safe.
Do you all have pants, and am I not going to get something jammed up my butt?
I'm just coming in here to make some scabbards for me sword. That's all I want.
They'll just door slowly opens and then just dragon head leaning out. Are you okay with seeing naked people? Semi-naked,
Her ears are gonna kind of fall back.
like like PG nudity, like breast, but like no lower action. They're asleep.
I'm fine with that. I used to work in the forge like that with my ma all the time.
And just
Sh-
slowly opens the door.
They will enter.
He was lying. They're not asleep. They are very much awake, and they're currently sharing what looks like a fucking hookah thing.
Okay.
Hello, Ori Nori, Nori Ori.
Yeah, they don't like to talk to people.
I understand.
They're asocial bitches. It's okay though. Oh, don't you give me that look. All right, be quiet over there.
Fionn will go to where the leather was stored. Alright. Time to get to work.
All I'm gonna go find a drink. Have fun with these two. If they start looking at you funny, just I don't know.
Run.
Don't make direct eye contact. Their vision is based off of movement.
Their vision is based off of also horny.
I don't really plan on doing anything else. I'm just want to make the scabbards for Deleterio and Xylo.
Make sure to use vegetable tan leather. Well, there you are. And he'll kneel down and pick up a thing of summer sausage and just. Oh God! Air doesn't go down that hole.
Did you swallow air?
On purpose.
It got mixed. It was like air and saliva fighting to occupy the same space.
It's like, yeah, it's my spot. No,
Alright.
it's mine.
You just watch him pick up a roll of summer sausage that looks like it's been like cut at like an angle, and just 5-second rule, and just walks the fuck off while peeling it like a banana and just He is
Fionn
definitely
would-
chaotic neutral.
Yeah.
So what was he peeling?
Summer sausage, but like a banana.
Oh, okay.
Timmy, got a question for you real quick before you wander off.
Yeah, what?
What's the best way to go about starting to make a scabbard? I know that I got to measure my sword and all, but I'm trying to incorporate this lemongrass that I got and this sandalwood candle for both of them.
All right, well, first you're gonna need your wood, and you're gonna need your lining, and you're gonna need your exterior lining. You're gonna need your adhesive probably too. Have you never? So you've only made blades, but you've never like made a sheath or a scabbard or anything, or not to. Hold on. Not to be a stickler here, but it's actually a saya, by the way, if you're referring to a Japanese sword, at least the katana.
Well, what would the twin swords be classified as?
Technically, they're not really swords; they're more like daggers. But daggers? So sheath?
Well, would it be a scabbard or a sheath for these two? And he's gonna hold up Deleterio and Xylo.
Yeah, that'd just be a sheath, which is technically a scabbard. Well, a scabbard is like a wide range of things. Yeah. Hold on. Why don't you two get off your ass and help the kid? You flip me off, I'll bite your fucking finger off again. Yeah, she flipped me off. Well, she jammed her middle finger on my nose, so I bit it off and then spat it in her face.
I see.
Gotta search her down. Well, yeah. They're Oni. They're not, they're not like dogs. Gotta be aggressive with them.
So, what are they smoking in there?
I don't know. Something makes them happy, keeps them quiet, makes them less antisocial. They haven't thrown anything at you yet, so bonus. They haven't teased you yet, so bonus.
Yeah. I'm used to getting teased, but it's all in good fun.
Yeah, Onis don't tease like normal. Onis tease by threatening to eat your fucking skin or soul.
That sounds like mob.
I mean, they literally can eat your soul.
I would very much appreciate to keep my soul.
See, that's the thing. They don't care if you prefer to keep your soul. They're gonna eat it any damn way. But it's not yours anymore. Best way to get them is just trick them into consuming a kitsune soul. It'll kill them.
Oh no, it'll almost kill a kitsune. It'll get
No,
them
no,
down
no,
to.
no,
It'll
no,
get
no,
them
kill
down.
the Oni.
Oh, the Oni. Well, yeah.
So if one of them comes after your soul, hide behind the bird dude. Or the other dude. Or the really creepy dude with the white hair who I feel oddly calm around, which I think is a danger sign.
Oh, fool you? Hey, he's got
Red
that
flags.
effect on people.
Best of luck.
All right, thank you.
Seriously, one of you two, all right, drain yourselves out, put your clothes on, do your job, all right? That is your boss's kid. Kiss ass, you brown nosers. Yet, for some reason, despite them being antisocial, they just cannot disagree with him. Guess I irritated my throat or something. Was there something in my tooth?
There might have been.
I guess there was something that was stuck in my tooth that got loose when it tried to do whatever happened there. Oh well. Seriously, what the fuck?
Drink
okay,
some
man?
water.
I don't know. I've already finished my water.
Consume more fluid.
Create water from the moisture in the air.
Kirby noises. Fucking my computer.
All right.
What the fuck?
DM is having a slight meltdown.
DM is being suffocated by their own
I've had
body.
I've had that happening all day to me too. It's fucking obnoxious.
I don't know if it's just like what the fuck? It's just air. All right, that's it. Get the knife.
Don't try to cut the air.
I'm gonna try and cut the air. I was gonna try and put a slice in the roof of my mouth to open the valve up.
Don't do that.
Why not? It would work.
No.
Painful, but it would work. Okay, we're good. I think. Fuck, that's killing me. All right. It takes about 20 minutes for the Onis actually come over to help. Teach you a valuable skill of how to make scabbards.
Yay.
Well, sort of.
Still yay.
It's the dice have decided that the twins have a fucking crush on somebody who probably doesn't even have anything but sex in mind. Uh-huh. Did you get for
Jimmy?
sucking out all those innocent people's souls? Yeah.
Yeah. Oh. You know, I just remembered Phil got technically his first like real battle scar from that one fight.
Which one fight?
That one fight that
When-
happened that one time, you know the one.
The one that where he got
Impaled?
Deleterio, yeah, where he got impaled.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, technically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's Friday. I'm so much happier than I already was.
Yes, it is
You
Friday.
just now noticed?
That's why we're having a session.
I was just happy to be here, and I was like, oh, this is a good day. Too bad I have to go to work tomorrow. Wait.
But yeah.
But
We'll end off
Fion
on,
would, as usual,
you're doing that.
they would work topless in the forge because It's more comfortable for them, and they're
Those
used
two,
to it.
They are working naked. They didn't even put on clothes, so they are both working and dripping.
Oh,
Low key wanting to get made into a sweaty Oni kitty sandwich.
shut.
I mean,
Wonder what a cat Oni would look like. That'd be cute.
they could probably do it considering that they both have dongs.
Fiona is doing her best to contain
Yeah.
herself.
You really want to make a coney?
She does not. She's doing her best to behave. She's trying to be a good kitty.
Just a flick on the ear.
It's funny on multiple levels.
Just gets a flick on the fucking ear from Noriori. Eyes up here, listen. What do you want the damn, personalization to be, kid? Crest, symbol, giant dong, raven skull.
Well,
Forehead.
I was thinking for Deleterio, put the picture of a nightshade on the scabbard, and for Xylo have some like thorns across the scabbard.
Wow, you're not even gonna ask your weapons their opinions on the scabbard they're gonna be spending most of their time in? So selfish.
Well, he
Damn.
would consult the two. What do you two
Deleterio
think?
is okay. Xylo is not sure. They will compromise with you.
Mhm.
As long as it is either a magnolia or an ironwood tree of some kind.
On
Iron would look pretty good. Magnolia's
on
kind of plain.
Xylo,
Mm-hmm.
feeling we can probably do an ironwood tree.
Fine. Or oh great. Get my stencils. Stop being such a bitch. You're happy. Why would I be happy? Now just look at them with fucking deadpan.
Well,
You don't get to judge me, twin. Fuck you, I'm older. Like 5 minutes is longer than, not 5 minutes. Would you have preferred 5 minutes back there? You just see the anger that they both have. It's like this weird sibling hatred.
so
That's not weird at all.
what could you two tell me about where you're from? Or who your ma
What is
is?
this? Random question. What is it with you guys and asking really weird questions when people are naked?
I don't know. I'm just trying to make conversation.
Well, if you must, and they'll stare at each other. No.
Okay.
Well, if you must know, sorry. It's like they're waiting for the other one to finish it, but eventually it does boil down to Norior, who's slightly more social, maybe because they're blue and they're they have like a more of a azure blue skin, whereas their sister has a much more maroon skin. We technically have the same mom and the same mom, two moms.
Oh. Okay. Because I remember someone having a certain reaction from when he heard who your ma was. And it intrigues me. You could say.
Well, our moms are Karu and Asuka.
Okay.
Found the other half of the summer sausage.
Make sure you brush it off. Good.
Why? Our organs aren't weak. Like yours are.
I'm just saying, don't want any metal shavings on. Don't want no
Again,
metal shave.
first off, our organs aren't weak. Secondly, iron in the diet is good for you.
I don't think that's the proper dietary way of consuming it.
They're literally just eating its skin and all. Oh, their sister
You
does walk
don't?
over. I
No.
personally, I pull it off. I mean, it's good fiber, but the only thing I'll eat the grit with is brie cheese. So she just walk over and just kind of punches her in the chin to get the other piece of the remaining remnants of the summer sausage from her after she consumes half of it in 2 bites. And then Ordinary goes right back to stencil work, hand drawing what the fuck you've requested them. They finally finished with a nightshade, which took them about 40 minutes, and then they work on the ironwood tree, which took about another 40 or 50 minutes.
Thank you both for your help.
Pick a metal. You get to do that. That's where we're gonna leave it, by the way. Yeah. You pick a metal. You get to pick a metal.
Okay.
Oh no, I closed everything at once. Oh no. Where's my sad button? I closed everything off at once. I need my sad button.
Where's my side?